This is the plaintiff, Margaret Johnson. She says she was walking her dogs past the defendant's house on the public sidewalk, and the defendant's dog stuck his paw through the fence, grabbed the leg of her dog, and pulled it through the fence. Her dog was screaming and crying, and she started yelling for help. Her dog's arm was ripped from its socket. The defendant's ignoring her, and instead of taking the law into her own hands, she's suing the irresponsible defendant for the $5,000 she's owed. This is the defendant, Abraham Skalim. He says he has a big sign on his fence saying, "Beware of dog." He also has surveillance video showing it was in fact the plaintiff's dog who reached under the fence, and his dog was simply defending himself and his property. It's unfortunate the plaintiff's dog got hurt, but that doesn't mean he has to foot the bill because neither he nor his dog did anything wrong. He's accused of socking it to a dog.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says she and her dog were walking down the street when the defendant's dog viciously pulled her dog inside the fence and actually ripped its paw out of the socket. The defendant says his pooch was just protecting its property. It's the case of sock it to me.
Thank you, Douglas. Margaret Johnson, you are suing Abraham Skalim for $5,000 based on injuries that your dog sustained from his dog. Tell me what happened.
Yes. First of all, good morning, Your Honor. I'd like to let you know that my mother is a huge fan and loves you and told me to tell you hello.
Okay, I'm sure your family members are huge fans of mine too. Okay, now we're even. All right. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay. My mother and I are owners of two purebred American Cocker Spaniels, two black Cocker Spaniels, and we love them and they're very dearly much a part of our families. On June 19th, Your Honor, I was walking my two dogs, and we usually take, our route is up my street, and we go to the defendant street, and we turn south, and we walk down back to my house, which is about a 2-mile walk. On June 19th, we were walking.
Did you take the same walk that day as you always do?
Yes.
Okay, so you've passed in front of the defendant's house numerous times.
I've passed in front of the house.
All right, tell me what happens on that day when you're walking by. You have two dogs and they're both on a leash.
I have two dogs. They're both on a leash.
Okay.
And as we were walking past the defendant's property, there's a wooden gate that abuts the sidewalk.
Do you have a picture?
Yes.
May I see it?
I also have pictures as
Okay,
well.
let me see both pictures of the property and the dogs,
Thanks.
if you have them.
Everything is there.
Okay.
Okay, so go on.
Defendant,
Okay.
plaintiff.
All right, so is this accurate? The wooden fence and the beware of dog sign?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
Yes. So as we are walking past the defendant's gate on the sidewalk, his dog begins to bark as we are walking past the gate.
Right.
And my two dogs were barking as well. And I don't stop for them to have like a bark fight or anything. I continue to walk past, but I noticed that my dog Harlem is stuck to the gate. So I immediately drop the dog's leash and I run right back to the gate. I get on my knees and I see that.
What do you mean stuck to the gate? The gate is a wooden gate that goes all the way, almost all the way down. I mean, it's got a clearance of how much?
2.5 inches.
2.5 inches, because you can't make it go to the cement, otherwise it won't open.
So I think the key word is almost goes down. There's a wide enough space, Your Honor.
The 2.5 inches?
From
or
the
do you just
bottom
leave
of
that?
the gate. And
Answer what I'm asking you. Is it more than 2.5 inches?
Yes.
You think it's more. You didn't happen to take a picture with a...
You have that, Your Honor, with the measure
No,
tape.
I have a question. Did you happen to take a picture with... What's that right there?
So, okay.
A paw?
Yes, that's his dog's paw.
Okay,
So
wait. No, I'm fascinated. Hold on, and there's your shadow with the iPhone. Okay, so you took a picture on a different day showing that his paw can get underneath.
Yes.
All right, but did anybody? That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you.
It's 2.5 inches.
Yeah. Here's what I don't get. I see that it's 2.5 inches, but what is this that I'm looking at there? Another fence? Like I don't get it.
No.
Oh, that's the ground. That's the ground.
No. Right now, after what happened, I put a piece of plywood behind it.
Okay.
So
Okay, but before that, that plywood wasn't there and it was 2.5 inches.
That's it. Yes.
Okay, so go on.
But there was not any warning for me to step into the street.
I have a question. Why do you have video? Because my court staff only does that when there's video. Well, you have video of the actual event?
Yes.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, I have, but I want to say something, please, Your Honor.
Yes.
She just said a few minutes ago that she walked past by my house and the dog bark all the time. My dog, if it's a dog at least 100 feet away, she smells, she bark right away.
What kind of dog do you have?
It's a mixed German Shepherd.
Right. I mean, your dog's job is to protect the house.
Yes.
And that's kind of
Yes.
like why you get a German
Yes.
Shepherd, I would
Yes.
imagine.
Yes.
It's not for that warm, fuzzy glow, but
Yeah.
I mean, well, they're very warm and fuzzy. So let me see the video. I can't believe we have
But
video of
she
the
passed
actual
by
event. That
there,
never
she said,
happens.
"No."
How often does that? Have you ever seen a dog? Okay, so let's see it.
So if you have a beware of dog sign on the property, are you immune from being sued if somebody gets bit? What do you think?
Absolutely not. I think that if you have a vicious dog, that you should be taking more extreme measures to make sure that the dog.
But a sign says don't come in, right?
I think the sign helps if you're going to be trespassing or breaking into someone's property. Then, whatever happens, happens. But you still have responsibility if someone's passing by, if your dog hurts them or their dog.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
I have two video from two different cameras, okay?
From two different what?
Two
Cameras?
different cameras.
Why do you have so many cameras?
Because they broke to my house and they robbed me and they took everything what I worked for all my life. So
Oh my
since then,
goodness. I'm sorry to hear
I
that.
put camera all over.
Okay, so go ahead.
See, she pulled the dog pulled her toward my fence. Let me show you for different camera now.
Okay. There's no volume, there's no audio?
No.
Okay.
You see her dog pulling her?
Yeah, rewind that. I want to see that again.
You see?
Yep.
You see?
Yep.
You want to rewind it?
Yep.
You stop.
If you don't mind.
No.
It's interesting because on the one hand, I understand your position. I'm on a public street, I'm on a public sidewalk, judge, and I should be able to walk my dog. On the other hand, I understand your position because it looks from this video like her dog went to the fence. So what the issue really becomes is, did your dog penetrate his property or did his dog penetrate the sidewalk? It's kind of, really slicing and dicing this to a point that's almost ridiculous. Usually the dog bite cases that I get, people, it's pretty clear. A dog escaped. A dog's off a leash. I've got a homeowner who's doing pretty much everything he can. I mean, I see that he put a plywood up afterwards. And the law doesn't allow me to consider that. Subsequent remedial measures that people take can't be considered. Do you know that?
Yes, I know that.
How do you know that? Are you a lawyer?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, Your Honor. But I will say that.
Yeah, because most people say, what at that point? So I could tell that you either were a lawyer or worked with lawyers, because that last piece of thing that he did by putting that there, most people would say, well, that's the evidence that he could have done more, but I'm not actually allowed to consider that, because then as a public policy, the law doesn't allow courts to consider that, because if you do that, then no one will ever take a subsequent remedial measure, and we want to encourage people to do that. So the question there's two questions. Which dog went where, and is 2.5 inches just not enough? Regardless of whether he put a piece of plywood back there.
Your Honor.
Yeah, let me hear from you.
As you can see from the video showed me pulling back. There's no way that I can get around walking past his gate. His gate abuts
let's be clear, there is a way, but the way would involve you getting off of the public sidewalk. I mean, I have to be honest with you. If I hear barking and I know there's a dog on the other side, there's a big beware of dog sign and a fence that almost goes to the bottom, I got a feeling I don't want to mess with whatever's behind there, especially if I hear it barking every day. I would be walking on the street for that portion. That's what I would do. The question is the law impose upon you that obligation to get off of the public right-of-way because there's a danger? I mean,
I mean, I saw the beware of dog sign, but in our neighborhood, there are several dogs that are behind gates. And it's just common when you're walking a dog, other dogs will bark. They're saying, hey, what's up to each other. And I did not think that the sign beware of dog meant beware of vicious dog that will yank and pull your dog's leg under the gate. I mean, we're walking past the gate, and the only way that I can get away from the gate is to walk in the street, and
walk like 2 feet further or a foot further. But let me just ask you a question: how's your dog?
My dog made a full recovery,
Great.
but it was
what was wrong with the dog? Like, what were the injuries?
His elbow was completely ripped out of its socket
and had to be readjusted, like popped back in.
He had to be put to sleep under anesthesia, and he had to stay.
He had to be anesthetized. When you say put to sleep, I think of other things. The dog's alive. All right. So they anesthetized the dog and popped it back in.
And popped it back into socket.
All right. At what point does common sense demand that you stay away a few inches away from a fence that says beware of dog? I mean, it's really a matter of a few inches, isn't it? At what point do I say, okay, you hear a dog barking, every time you walk by, you're a little desensitized to it because it doesn't always mean danger, but it says beware of dog, and I see on the video your dog pulling towards doing what dogs do, because please remember, nothing here is the responsibility of the dogs. Dogs are animals. They have instincts. They do what they do. When we come to court, it's a question of what you humans do. Did you contain your dog enough? Were you foolish to walk that closely to a beware of dog sign? That's what your dog is doing exactly what a dog is going to do. It's going to go sniff and investigate the barking. And your dog is doing exactly what a German Shepherd's supposed to do, which is protect its turf when something's getting close to it.
Can I make a point, Your Honor?
Yeah.
I didn't walk close to his gate, like here's the gate and here I am. I am actually, the sidewalk is not a...
No, it's very narrow.
It's just, a normal sidewalk, but you have to understand that my dog's leash, and it wasn't a long line, it was just a standard leash, so they are a bit ahead.
But here's where I am. Where I am is which paw went under what. I'm at a which paw went under what. I can't, hold on, I want you to listen to me. You are the only witness to this. And I have to believe you that you saw which paw went under what, as opposed to that you all of a sudden look and that dog has your paw. I just can't mince this meat like this. At some point, common sense has to sort of kick in. And, unless I have some kind of evidence that it's not your dog going under, but his dog going out. I know you have a picture of the dog putting its paw out later. I understand that, but I'm sort of mystified why with a dog barking a beware of dog sign, you wouldn't just move 6 inches to the right. And it all happens so fast. You're walking by there, you think everything's fine until the moment when you feel the tug. So I'm not going to believe you if you tell me that you saw that it was his paw at that split second in time that I've had to rewind 6 times. You just can't prove by a preponderance of the evidence in here, which I'm sure you understand that standard, that he has to pay you $5,000 over this. Sometimes it's just one of those things that you can't prove, and this is one of them. And because of that, I find in favor of the defendant.
Thank you.
Good luck. I'm glad your dog's well.
Thank you.
And so the judge can't rule in your favor because of the reason she explained. What's your reaction to that?
I think that the judge was a little too hasty in her decision.
What about leash control? Holding your dog a little closer to the neck maybe as you go by that spot and not giving your dog that much play on the leash?
Well, now, of course, since the incident has happened, of course, I hold the leash much closer or not even walk on that side of the street. But unfortunately, I didn't have the warning.
More prudence now. All right, head right around the corner this way.
I'll bring a picture.
All right, let's see what the winning party has to say here. The defendant comes out on the winning end of this case. You have some compassion for her?
I feel sorry what happened, honestly. I really feel sorry. But my dog behind fence, and I don't know what to say, honestly. I don't know.
Why did you put up those that plywood?
Okay, because I don't want maybe another dog going to pass by. Something happens, so I close the fence all the way down.
You're beware of dog sign, you think, absolves?
Yeah, I thought people going to see the sign and the dog barking. And
all right.
You head right around this way, and we'll see
Thank
if
you.
beware
Thank
of
you.
dog sign does absolve in all cases. Well, here's the thing. If a beware of dog sign is up on the property, it doesn't absolve the dog owner if the dog gets out. But in this case, what it does is it reinforces to the plaintiff walking by that, hey, there's a problem inside. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.